Before I started selling online courses, I thought it was all about creating the course and hitting publish. But now, looking back, it's all about the journey. And there are so many things I wish I'd known before starting this journey. So today in this video, I'm sharing those lessons with you so that you can learn from my experience and start your course the right way. And the first lesson is, it's not about the numbers, it's all about trust. Before getting started, I actually thought I needed thousands of followers to be able and sell something online, especially an online course. And now, after 5 years of experience in this industry, I can say that's not true. What you really need is a trusted audience. When I had 2,000 followers, I was so excited. I was like, okay, my audience is growing. When I hit it 2,500, I was still very excited. I'm growing. I'm about to reach 5K. I'm about to reach 10,000 followers very soon. I was just thinking in terms of followers, thinking that magically when I will have 10,000 followers, I will be able and make money. I didn't know how I'm gonna make money, but I just thought that when you hit 10,000 followers, you can make money. But it turns out you can actually make money on Instagram by selling your online course, even with 1,000 followers, even with 2,000 or 5,000, whatever. All you need is those numbers has to be people who are truly interested in your product. I remember seeing a video on Instagram saying that imagine being in a room with 100 people who are interested in your product. Now imagine having 100 followers who are truly interested in your product. And imagine having 10,000 followers who don't even care about what you're selling. You can make the difference now, and I am sure that you can better understand now why it's all about trust and not about numbers. And trust is something that can't happen overnight. It's built by showing up, sharing your expertise, sharing your experience, sharing your journey, and genuinely caring about helping your audience. When I first started to actually make my first money, I had 5,000 followers, which is not a huge audience by any means. And my audience was growing day after day, but at 5,000 followers, this is when I was feeling ready to actually start and sell something. And I actually managed to make my first $1,000 online. It's not any big amount of money, but at that time for me it was a lot. I was somebody who couldn't even imagine doing $1,000 online. And as they say, if you can make $1, you can make 1,000, you can make even 10,000 and more. How did I do that? By selling a $100 course to 10 people. And that's when I truly realized that it's not about the numbers. It's all about having people who trust you, people who will actually buy from you. And how do people buy? Only when they trust that you can actually help through your online course. It's the only way. I remember that time watching so many YouTube videos. How can you make money on Instagram? How can you grow your social media following and actually have followers who will convert? And all the time I was listening to this statement, give value, focus on giving, and you will also be able to take from your audience. You will also be able to have buyers for your product. And that is when I decided to just give free value as much as possible in order to gain trust. And it all came back to me by being able to sell my course to the first 10 people who actually trusted me. So this is the next thing I wish I would have known earlier. Build the trust by offering free value. And I wish I did this more in the beginning, because I was posting content, but I wasn't that consistent. And even while I was posting, I was just being focused in the followers. And this is something that I would like to be more focused in the beginning of my journey, to produce content, but in the meantime to focus on building deep connections with my audience, to focus on giving true value and to actually solve problems even with my free content. People need to see what you're capable of before they invest in you. And here's the thing, don't be afraid to give your best tips for free. And this is something I understood that time. If your free content, it's great and it's solving real problems, people are gonna think, okay, what about her paid course? Imagine the value that people will get from your paid stuff. So looking back, this is something that I could have done better if I had been more serious about posting consistently on YouTube, consistently sharing free webinars, free mini trainings. I could have built that trust faster and I could have made more sales. I could have made more money. In my opinion, social media, it's great just for bringing attention, but to build that deep connection, you need in-depth content such as YouTube, free courses, free webinars, detailed videos that really help you convert that audience. So if you're starting your journey right now, I would highly recommend to focus on building an audience before selling your online course. And when I say build your audience, build trust. Focus on creating consistent, high quality piece of content and posts on social media, but also consider YouTube channel and also build free resources like webinars, ebooks, or mini trainings. The next thing I wish I'd known is it's not as passive as it looks. Sure, in this business you can make sales while you sleep, but to make that happen consistently, you need a solid system in place. Starting with a sales funnel. And this is something that nobody was talking at that time, and I had no idea about sales funnels. A sales funnel is a journey you take your potential customers through, from discovering your content to purchasing your course. For example, let's say you're selling a graphic design course. You're a graphic designer who's selling an online course to teach other people how to do graphic design. Here's how a sales funnel for you might look. Top of the funnel is the awareness stage. You start by creating free content to grab attention. YouTube tutorials like how to use Canva for beginners or how to use Adobe Photoshop for beginners, how to create social media posts using Canva or any other tool that you're using as a designer yourself. These kind of topics build curiosity and can help you grab attention, and it can help you to bring that audience, to bring people to know you better and to introduce your expertise to your audience. Then it's the middle of the funnel or the engagement stage. This is where you offer a freebie, which is a downloadable mini course, a PDF, an ebook, or the best thing could be a free webinar, for example, how to design eye-catching social media posts in 30 minutes. And if you're wondering how you can host this free webinar, you can do it through Kajabi, which is my favorite platform to host online courses, to build landing pages, to host webinars, to do email marketing and all that stuff in one place. And the best thing about Kajabi, it's actually a platform which is designed to help you build and manage sales funnels. I have included my affiliate link in the description of this video if you want to check it out. Bottom of the funnel is the conversion stage. When people decide to be part of your webinar from the second stage, they have to give their email in order to access your webinar. In the previous stage, you're actually collecting emails. And once you have an email list set, you can move to the third stage, which is the conversion stage. This is where you nurture your email list by sending them emails. For instance, you can share success stories from people who learn graphic design from you. You can share their success stories, how they are now using this skill as freelancers, how they are actually making money through the skill that you taught them. You can also send a short series of free tips for them or explain career opportunities in graphic design. And the main reason why I like email marketing so much is that people who are willing to give their email to you in order to get your free webinar are people who are much more interested than those who are just following you. Because think about it, you share on your social media that, hey everyone, I have a free webinar. And from 10,000 followers that you might have, only 500 people might join your webinar. Now, these 500 people who are giving their email to you are much more interested than those 9,500 people who are your followers on social media. And it's a great idea and a great strategy to actually follow up and nurture furthermore these people who are on your email list by sending them more free tutorials, by sending them more in-depth content, by sharing with them your testimonials from people that you had taught before or from people that you gave your course for free in order to collect your first testimonials. You can still do the follow-up process in the email marketing thing with Kajabi. So don't forget to check the link in my description to start a 30-day free trial. So at this stage, while you're sending emails to these people, get ready to have your first sales. And the next stage is retention. Once they buy, the relationship should not end here. You should still be in touch with people even after they buy from you. And this is when another feature comes in from Kajabi. You have the option to build a community. You can offer community access to people who are already involved in your online course. In the community group, this is where they can make questions. You can also host live meetings. Personally, I love doing once a month live group calls with my students, and during that month they can make questions in the community group, they can post their achievements, and they can share whatever they want. They can ask for help from me or from other participants in the course. And another great thing about Kajabi is that if you want, you can also upsell for one-on-one calls to your students. If you want to do one-on-one coaching for people who are already consuming your pre-recorded course. So this kind of funnel keeps your audience engaged at every step and makes sure that you're not just relying on luck to sell your course. As you can see, it's not that passive as it seems, because even after you've built your course, you might need to go back and update, optimize, because things change over the time, and make sure that your course is up to date all the time. Also, make sure you're setting up your sales funnel, and don't forget, check the link in the description of this video to try Kajabi. Another thing I wish I'd known before start selling online courses is that you don't need to be an expert. You just need to be a few steps ahead. I used to worry all the time, am I good enough to teach people this thing? I had so many limiting beliefs at that time, thinking I wasn't skilled enough and nobody would take me seriously. But here's what I've learned. You don't need to be the ultimate authority in your field. You just need to be a few steps ahead of the people you're teaching. What might feel simple or obvious to you could be exactly what someone is struggling with. And yes, there are people out there who want to know what you know, and they are willing to pay to actually know what you know, even if it feels very little to you. Sometimes they prefer to learn from people who have been in their shoes, from someone who's relatable to them, rather than a distant expert who seems untouchable. And the truth is, your experience and your journey are your greatest asset. When you share how you overcame challenges or how you learned your skills, it resonates with your audience. They see themselves in your story, and it gives them hope that they can achieve similar results just like you. So don't let limiting beliefs hold you back. You have value to offer, and there's a big group of people out there who are just waiting to learn from you. Trust that your knowledge, no matter how small it feels, is the key to helping someone else move forward. Another thing I wish I'd known before: give everything and build the best product possible. And this one is big. Don't hold back when creating your course. In the beginning, I used to think, what if I'm giving away too much? But the truth is, the more value you give, the more successful your course is going to be. And the best thing to do is focus on over-delivering. Focus on creating a product that over-delivers. Something so good that people are going to talk about it so much and are going to tell other people as well that it helps so much and that it's so good. When your course truly delivers results and helps to solve a problem, it naturally leads to word-of-mouth referrals. When your course exceeds expectations, your students will share their positive experience, friends, family, and even online community, which means more sales for you without extra marketing effort. So this ripple effect helps you build a strong reputation as someone who brings real value. Over time, this good name becomes your biggest asset. It makes people trust you even before they buy, because they have heard about you. They have heard how transformative your course is. Plus, when your course genuinely helps people solve a problem or achieve a goal, you create loyal customers who are more likely to buy future products or upgrades. By focusing on quality and delivering real value, you're not building just a course. You're building a brand, a legacy, and a business that truly serves people. Another thing I learned on the way is, it's okay if your first launch isn't perfect. My course in the beginning was far from perfect, and that's okay. What matters is getting started, because if you focus on being perfect and delivering the best product out there, you won't even get started. You won't even do it. What matters is getting started and improving on the go. As long as you're worried about having a good product, that's great. But you have to get started and improve your product on the go. Because you will be also collecting feedback from people. Always consider feedback and improve your product. Start selling at a low price. I actually mentioned in my previous videos, that's why it's important in the beginning to offer your course for free to a few people in order to get that first feedback, to validate your product. You collect the first feedback, you improve your product, and then you sell at a low price. You collect more feedback and you improve your course furthermore, and then you might increase your price. You learn so much from your first launch. What works, what doesn't work, what your audience needs more of, what you should improve. So don't let perfectionism hold you back. Done is better than perfect, and progress is what matters. Another thing, selling is just as important as creating. I used to think that the hardest part was about creating the course, recording the videos, building the slides, but I learned that selling is just as important and sometimes even harder. You need to talk about your course. You need to create content around your course and really connect with your audience to build the trust that I said in the beginning. Don't be afraid to sell, because if your product genuinely helps people, then you have to let them know about it. So talk about your product. Make sure you're talking about it in your stories, in your content. Let people know that you actually have a solution for their problem. So if I could go back and give myself advice, I'd say this: focus on building trust. Don't be afraid to give value for free. And remember, it's okay to start messy. Your journey, it's unique and the world needs your expertise. Let me know in the comments what's holding you back or what you're most excited about as you start creating your course.